In the expression line, we see 4 different icons. The third one is a small pick whip. We've seen this in parenting before, and we know that by clicking and dragging the pick whip, we get an interactive icon that allows us to draw a connection from this parameter to another parameter. We've seen this in parenting in the Essentials series, when the pick whip has allowed us to pick a relationship between one layer and another layer. Here in the expression line, the pick whip allows us to create a relationship simply by clicking and dragging from one parameter to another parameter. So I'll click and drag from the Z rotation on wheel 2 to the Z rotation on wheel 1. Now I can see that After Effects has automatically put in the correct syntax or the right words needed for this JavaScript to work. Now by looking at this, I can see that it's using the Z rotation from the transformation of the layer named wheel 1. That layer exists in this composition. When I click outside of that dialog box or use Enter on the number pad, I can see the values for wheel 2 updating to reflect exactly what the values are in wheel 1. By clicking and scrubbing on the keyframe, I can see that both of those wheels are now locked together. I'll close this up and close up wheel 2 as well. Selecting wheel 2, I'll use Control-D or Command-D on a Mac to duplicate the layer. After Effects is automatically going to name that next wheel, wheel 3. So using the selection tool, I can now move this layer on the Z-axis to the other side of the car. I'll duplicate it one more time, then move to frame 0 in my composition. I'll press the Home key to go to frame 0. Then I can move this on the X-axis only to the very front of the car on the right-hand side, creating all 4 wheels. Because I duplicated layer 2, and because layer 2 already had the expression tied to it, all of the other layers that are duplicates of layer 2 will also have the expression. If we select the layer wheel 1, we know that we can see the animated properties, the keyframes, by typing U on the keyboard. This selects only those properties that have keyframes. If we select wheel 2, we can see the expressions by typing EE. Typing E only once will bring up any of the effects that are tied to this layer, but typing E twice in succession will bring up any expressions that we've tied to any parameter. The benefit of having all of these wheels tied together by an expression lies in the editorial process. If I want to modify the speed of the wheels, all I need to do is modify one layer, and all of the wheels will follow in line. Here I can change the value of this keyframe. Rather than rotating -20 revolutions, I may want to have this only rotate -10 revolutions. I'll click OK, and now I can see that those wheels move much more slowly over the course of my animation. But they still all move together based on the expression linking them to wheel 1. This is much different than if I had simply parented one wheel to another. Here, if I move back to frame 0, I can disable the expression by clicking on the first icon in the expression line. The small equals icon means that there's an expression and that it's active. If I click on it, it changes the symbol to a does not equal icon. This means the expression, while it may be still typed in, is currently inactive, and that wheel will not follow the parameter of wheel 1. Currently, the layer wheel 2 is parented to the car's body, so if I move the car body around, the wheel will follow. But if I had made the assumption that parenting wheel 2 to wheel 1 would give me a good rotation, I would find that now the rotation of wheel 2 happens around the anchor point for wheel 1. A quick scrubbing of the timeline shows that the child layer rotates around the anchor point of the parent layer. This is not what I want. I'll undo this by using Control-Z or Command-Z on the Mac. Additionally, I can reactivate the expression by simply clicking on the equal sign once more. If I want to completely erase the expression, all I need to do is hold down the Alt key or the Option key on a Mac, then click either here on the equal sign, or Alt-click or Option-click on the Mac on the stopwatch next to the parameter's name. Again, I'll use Control-Z or Command-Z on the Mac to undo that and add the expression back in. The last modification we'll make to the wheels will be to change the orientation of the other 3 wheels, that is wheel 2, 3, and 4. If we open wheels for rotation by typing R on the keyboard, we'll see that we have not only the rotation values, but also the orientation value. Orientation is going to be 360 degrees of the attitude of our layer and not the animation of our rotation. So we can offset its attitude on the Z-axis by simply clicking and dragging a few degrees. With the addition of this subtle change, now all of the wheels will have what seems to be a unique animation, although they're all tied together with one simple expression. We'll close up wheel number 4 and close up wheel number 2 and 1 as well.